everyone! So it is Thursday, December the 15th, and Rogue One comes out today, a Star Wars story. I'm so excited. I'm gonna go see this tonight. You guys will be seeing this on Friday. I'm pre-filming this because, yeah, otherwise I wouldn't get a video up in time. So I decided that in honor of Rogue One, I would talk about some female characters who take no shit. Because, you know what, we need more of that in our lives, and I'm really excited for the Rogue One. I'm excited to see Jane Erso, and all that fun stuff, and just like, yes, Star Wars. Star Wars fills my heart with joy. I'm currently wearing my Chewbacca with sunglasses tank top underneath the cardigan for the movie. I'm literally getting ready to head out the door, and I was like, yeah, I gotta film my video, so let's get talking. I'm gonna move this down now, because I am out of frame and it's Vlogmas, so I can be a little more casual. So the first book I want to talk about is Lady Audley's Secret by Mary Elizabeth Braddon. This is, it's such a sensational novel, and it's very like indicative of the period, but Lady Audley is just, she's so flawless. Like when something threatens her security, she does whatever it takes to make sure that she stays safe and comfortable. And it's just, it's fantastic. Go read this book if you haven't read it. This was one of my like booktube recommends. I think it was Vanessa from Jaboski who recommended it to me. I'm so glad she did, because I finally got it off my TBR, and it was just, so great. So definitely recommend that one. Next up is Tess of the Durbervilles by Thomas Hardy. I'm not gonna give anything away. This is a non-spoiler video, but Tess has some horrible things happen to her. And the way she comes to terms with that and gets her revenge is just, the last like fourth of the book is pretty flawless, and I'm a huge fan of it. So yeah, definitely go check it out. I think it's this, or it was a really hard choice between this and The Return of the Native, and I might turn this like into a series if you guys like this kind of video in which I just talk about like fantastic and strong female characters. So Tess, I will warn you, Tess can be a little bit whingy early on in the book, but she does really grow as a character, and that ending is worth the wait. Next up is Anne Bronte's The Tenant of Wildfell Hall, and you guys know how much I absolutely adore, you know, Anne Bronte. I always think she's the best Bronte, and just, Helen is fantastic. She runs away from her douchebag husband in a time where that's not okay, and not only does she run away from her douchebag husband, she takes his son and heir with her. Huge for this time period. I've talked about this before in like Books That Subvert, about how this kind of deals with violence against women, and that kind of thing, and so I'm not going to go into too much detail about that, but definitely read The Tenant of Wildfell Hall. This cemented Anne Bronte, despite the fact that she only has 2 works, as opposed to Charlotte Bronte's like 4 books. And yeah, just definitely read that one. And then of course, I can't have kick-ass women without my beloved Lizzie Bennet. You guys know how much I love Pride and Prejudice. This is probably definitely in the top 5, definitely in the top 3. It's a hard race between this and The Hobbit for my ultimate favorite book. And yeah, this is just, what I like about what Austen does is that, well, you root for Lizzie, you're like, Lizzie, sometimes you're wrong. And she realizes that and overcomes that, and that's what's so fantastic about this. And this is full of female characters who are diverse and choose different paths, and all of them are valid. And I especially love Mrs. Bennet, because I feel like she gets kind of downtrodden in this book a lot, and a lot of people, when they're reviewing it, are like, oh, Mrs. Bennet, she's so silly. But she is the only logical one in the family. Let's be realistic here. In this time period, she has 5 daughters. She just wants to make sure that she can, you know, if her husband dies, they're all looked after. She's the only one concerned about this, and that's actually a big deal. Absolutely love this book. Obviously, Jane Austen, one of my favorite authors, so if you haven't read it yet, what are you doing with your life? And then finally, for unlikable female characters, I have Anna Karenina by Leo Tolstoy, and the last 3 have been in the vintage editions, which I love these vintage editions. I did a whole video about these Russian vintage classics. If you missed it, absolutely fantastic. They are so, so beautiful. Just, I love these editions. But Anna Karenina, in a loveless marriage where she is deeply, deeply unhappy, does something about it, defies like Russian social conventions, and just, she's unlikable, but she's also, you just have to admire her and admire her like determination, and it's just, it's so great. So those are 5 kick-ass female women who like defy social conventions and are just absolutely fantastic. I highly, highly recommend them. And I will see you guys next week for the last week of Vlogmas, because yeah, it's almost Christmas time. I'm so excited to go home. Bye.